Hello, sunshines. Happy Tuesday, the 26th of December, and welcome to the in-between week between December 21st and January 1st. I'm probably going to go to January 2nd because that's my winter break, but hey, how are you? So this morning I went to the movies and saw The Color Purple, and I thought it was really good. Some people in the audience were like thrown off that this rendition is a musical. So it's like The Color Purple is a book by Alice Walker, but they turned it into a stage performance, like a musical. And so now this is the stage musical turned into a movie. And musicals aren't everybody's thing, but they totally are my thing. I love musicals. I was very into theater in high school, and that's what I went to college for, was theater design. So anyway, it was great. I liked it. Obviously sad. Such a sad story, but a good story. And a hard story to sit through. I feel like if you don't find it a hard story to sit through, that says a lot about you. Anyway, while I was there, I worked on my green garter stitch blanket. So I did finish the I-cord edging along the top yesterday. Or no, did I finish it this morning? I can't remember. I don't know, I woke up a few times in the night, so I'm not sure when that was finished. I think I finished it this morning. I think I had like this much left to go this morning. So I finished that and picked up the stitches to work along the side edge and continued the I-cord up, and I put it on the other side too so that it's just done, so I don't have to do that on either side. But this is much longer than it is wide, so I did one ridge at home, so I think I did 5 ridges. Yeah, 5.5 ridges at the movies. Here comes my supervisor. So I'm at the start of a wrong side row. So I'm going to go ahead and knit back across. Then I'll be at 7 ridges, which is really close to finishing this side because I'm doing 11. And I'm going to start working in rotation again. For those of you who weren't watching Vlogmas or want a refresher, my rotation is 3 projects right now. 3 projects that I'm really trying to finish by the end of the year. They're the last 3 squares on my bingo board. So this blanket is one of them. I have to do this border on this side, or not border, like this piece on this side, and I'm at 6 ridges now. I need to be at 11 and then do this I-cord border on it. Then I have to do the I-cord border on the bottom edge and then pick up the final side and do another thing where I do 11 ridges on that side plus I-cord border. So kind of a lot to do, but not too much. And then I am working on this advent calendar that I started forever ago. And it's hanging up in my window. So as you can see, I have like maybe right there. Like this third still needs to be tacked, and then I've started on the bottom edge putting I can't think of the term for it. The fabric that you put around the edge of a quilt to finish it off. I don't remember. So that's what I have left to go on that, which it's doable in a week, I think, to get all of that done. I think. And then this is my burn raising square blanket, and my goal is to have 60 squares attached by the end of the year. I am at 49, well, 48 and a half, because that doesn't count in my head as attached yet. So I'm getting close. I'm getting close. That's only this square and 11 more squares that need to be attached, right? I can do this. All right, so I did manage to finish that side. It's all I-corded off and everything even. Yay! It's Tuesday night. I'm about to go to bed, but I finished the side. I'm so proud of myself, which means I have this edge to do my I-cord bind off on. These stitches were held on a provisional cast on, so this is one of the shorter sides. So I need to bind this off, and then I will pick up along this edge and knit the other side similar to what I did here. This is my main color yarn, and then this is all the green that I have left. And I want to use this in my blankets still. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm gonna have to go through my bags of scraps, my bags of leftovers. Like, obviously I have minis that are divided up by color, so I'm not going to go through those. But I do have a couple bags that have just little scrappy bits that I'm going to go through to see if I have any more green, because I don't think this is going to get me through that whole side. Especially once I take out, I mean, this is going to be, I'm going to make a granny square and put a square in my mitered square blanket. So I'm going to use up a significant amount of this in other blankets. So it's really, it looks more like that for what I have for my scraps for that side of the blanket. I'm going to use these two as like one strand and then these as the other. Yeah, I don't know how far that will get me. Definitely not all the way through. But that's tomorrow's problem. And also I worked just a tiny bit on the advent calendar. Honestly, I kind of hyper focused on this today, which is fine. And I am to 50 squares attached on my barn raising square blanket. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to continue to work on this and work on the other two projects, but mostly on this until it's finished, and then mostly on the mitered square until that's finished, and then finish the advent if I'm able by the end of the year. I think that's how it's going to work best. Look at that. Oh, I'm so close. We still have, what's today, the 26th? So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. It's 5 days to finish 3 projects. I'm doing okay. I think I might make it. Although tomorrow I do have to go pick up my kids, which means that there is not much crafting time tomorrow, because a significant portion will be taken with driving. And none of these projects are things that I would pack up to take with me. Well, I guess I could pack this up and take it with me so that if I'm waiting in the car for them, I could work on it. The other two are not things I would work on while waiting. But I guess I could do this. It's fairly simple. It's just big. But it's not too big. I'm going in the car. It's not like I'm walking with it. we will see. I'll check in with you again. Probably tomorrow. It is Thursday morning, the 28th of December, and this is where I am on the last side of the green blanket. I have 7 ridges, I think. Yes, 7 ridges, and this is what I have left of the green yarns that I pulled. So this is my one strand, my bright strand. I'm going to have to find something to replace that. This is my main color for the side, so still doing good on that. And then I am, I don't know, 2 feet away from the end of this mini. This I've used, it's one of the ones that I pulled that are just so pretty. So I put it into a granny square. I also want to put it into my mitered square blanket. So I'm going to do that right now so I can use up the last little remnant, the littlest nugget of this. And then I have this, which is Patton's Croy, and I am to the toe on this sock for my kiddo. And I have this, and I feel like this is enough for the toe. I'm pretty sure it's enough for the toe, but I just can't bring myself to put this in until I work the toe. Just so that I'm sure, just so that I'm not like, oh no, I could have really used this for 2 rounds or whatever. So today I'm going to work this into a mitered square. I'm going to finish this sock so that I can use these 2. And right now I am going to go through, I told you I had a couple little stashes of minis that were not already gone through for the green yarn. So I'm going to go through those really quick and see if I have any more green yarn. I'm a little worried. Okay, so I went through my 2 little stashes of minis and didn't find enough, so I also pulled out my variegated bag and pulled out a couple more minis. We'll see if this can get me through the last 4 ridges. I'm not convinced that it will. I'm a little nervous. If it doesn't, I do have a bag of self-striping minis that I could dip into and see. And I am not above pulling apart self-striping skeins and just pulling out the green bits, if that's what needs to happen for this blanket to be complete. So I'll let you know if that becomes a necessity. All right, sunshines, it's Thursday night and I have finished the section of the blanket. So all I have left is the I-cord edging on this one side of the blanket. It is late though, so I am not going to even start it. I'm going to get ready for bed. This is what I have left of the yarns that I pulled this morning. So that's pretty good, pretty safe. I didn't finish either of the I didn't finish working the one yarn into blankets or finish the sock because I realized I wasn't going to need those yarns. So those will be used in a future blanket. And I have 53 squares total attached on the barn raising square blanket. So only 7 more to go. I still think that that's a doable goal, and I'm making okay progress on my advent calendar wall hanging thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish that one, but I'm going to really try now that the knitting of this is finished, and I'm not going to be working mitered squares into anything right now or any of these other minis. I can really focus on sewing the advent calendar and attaching barn raising squares. for the next 3 days. That's what I'll be doing. Hopefully I can finish those 2 projects, well, all 3 projects in 3 days. It's getting close. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Not finish the barn raising square blanket, but get 60 attached. Finish this blanket and hopefully finish the Advent wall hanging. I'm going to try. We'll see. Oh my goodness, friends. It's Friday, a little afternoon, and the green blanket is all done. The ends are woven in. Mostly I didn't have ends because most of it was done using magic knots, but for the I-cord edging, there were ends. So it is now on my chair, and my chair is clean. My dog's sweater is in the wash. I'm feeling some kind of way, but it's done. And my Snuggie keeps wanting to be in the frame. Yay! Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. I have 5 more squares to sew onto my barn raising square blanket to be where I want to be for the year. And here's where we are with the Advent calendar. Can you tell I've made progress? I can tell, but I don't know if you can. I'm working on it. It's just slow. Hello, sunshines. It's Thursday evening. I am all of a sudden very tired. It's like 7 p.m., so it's not even late. It's not even close to bedtime, right? But I am drained. I went to the yarn store this morning because my yarn store boss texted me earlier this week saying she had left a little holiday present for me. So I went and I picked it up, and while I was there, I got some yarn for a couple projects, not a couple, 3 projects that I'm going to be working on in 2024. I almost have my goals laid out for 2024. I have 15 goals made out of 16. I'm thinking about what I want that last goal to be. I almost have it figured out. But since I was going out into the world, I did my makeup today. So it's just eyeliner and lipstick. I don't do anything else. If I was being really fancy. Sorry. Oh. If I was being really fancy, I would also have on some eyeshadow. I might put on some concealer, but I don't wear a lot of makeup. This look took 3 minutes. If it takes longer than 3 minutes, I'm probably not doing it. Full disclosure. So anyway, definitely recommend this lipstick though. I put it on. It's almost 7 now, and I put it on at like 10:45 this morning, and I've had food and drinks since then. So I got new eyeliner. I wanted to try that. I bought myself spendy eyeliner. It was like $26 for a liquid gel duo, because I like to line my upper lid with liquid, but I like to do my waterline and lower lid with gel. So I decided I would try the combo, see how it worked, and it was a vegan company. So I was like, okay, we'll try this one. Anyway, I'm babbling. What was I coming here to say? Oh, hi. Yes, I remember now. So my blanket progress is going really well. I finished the green blanket today, and I have 2 squares left to put on the barn raising square blanket, and I have one blocked, but the one that I have blocked, it's a beautiful square. The square is perfect. The square is beautiful. I don't want to put it where the next square goes. I just don't want it to be around those squares. It doesn't feel right and I don't want to do it. So I could be theoretically at one square left. Like I could just attach it and it would be one square left to meet my goal. But I don't like it where I could attach it. And I don't really like the square that's blocking for the next place either. So I'm going to have to tomorrow actually pull out my stash of squares and like find a couple squares that I like for the next spot and block those and attach those. On my advent calendar, I haven't yet finished the third quadrant, but I want to say that I finished like half of that third quadrant. So like I have an eighth to go on that quadrant, like an eighth of the total thing, and then I have the other quadrant that I need to finish. So I've been working at it, just, I knew that, like, yeah, sorry, brain overload. I was thinking too much and it couldn't all come out of my mouth. I knew that like projects were going to get done hyper focus mode. Like clearly I focused the most on the green blanket. And now I'm going to focus the most on the barn raising square blanket. And then I'm going to focus all of the rest of my, well, not all of the rest of my crafting, but most of my crafting on the advent calendar. Today's the 29th, so I still have tomorrow and Sunday in which to finish things. But Sunday, my little one and I are going to hang out with my best friend for some amount of time. And then I haven't decided if I want to go downtown. It's walking distance from my house. So I don't know if I want to go downtown for, there's fireworks and stuff on Sunday night for New Year's. I'll probably talk to my oldest kiddo, see what they want to do. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I know that I will reach the goal for the barn raising square blanket, but I don't know that I will reach the goal to finish the advent calendar. But I will be very, very close if I don't finish the advent calendar on time. And I think that I'll still be able to finish that before I go back to school, even if I don't finish it before the new year. Additional updates on things. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to watching Vampire Diaries, but later. It'll be fine to watch once I'm back in school. But I binged a whole season in like 2 days. So, and that was back when seasons were, 20 episodes long. Instead of now things are like 8 episodes long. So I'm going to take a little break from Vampire Diaries. I started watching a new web series of D&D from Dimension 20, new to me. It's called The Unseen City, so it's set in modern day New York. So that's pretty cool. I watched 2 episodes of that today. And I've also been listening to, what is it? A Memory of Light by Brandon Sanderson. based off of the notes of, what's his name? Hold on. I was going to say Jordan Roberts. It's Robert Jordan. So I'm listening to this, but I got it out from the library because I was listening to it on the drive home after I picked up my kids on Wednesday. And one of the chapters, I'm listening to it on Google Drive. And one of my friends has it. And one of the chapters is corrupted. And like we were driving and it all of a sudden went silent and I was like, that's weird. Is it loading or something? And my kid looked at it and they're like, no, it's still playing. It's just playing nothing. I was like, okay, well, restart the track and see if that fixes it. And that didn't fix it. And I was like, okay, close all the way out of the book and reopen it and try that. And it didn't work. So after all that driving, I went to the library because I was like, no, I need to finish this chapter. And it happened on a second chapter too. So I'm glad that I just grabbed the book from the library. I'm this far in the book, in the audiobook. And I would actually really like to finish this by the end of the year too. So that's what I've been listening to mostly while I've been working on things. Yeah. It would be good to be finished with the series, except I still have the prequel. But I've been listening to this particular book for a really long time because I haven't been driving the kids down to see their dad as much recently. Like they've been going to him longer, but less frequently. So there's less drive time, so less audiobook time. So I'm making an effort to listen to the book. Did I tell you I started A Slow Regard for Silent Things? I can't remember or not. But I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses. I liked it enough that I'll read the other books, or at least the next book in the series. Like, it's pretty good. And I love Beauty and the Beast, and I love fairies. But it's not like the best written fairy books that I've ever read. I would say it might make probably not top 10. It probably makes top 20. So for me, like it's pretty good. It's just not like, it's not the most amazing. I definitely like Holly Black's Dark Fairies better. Slow Regard for Silent Things. I started reading that, which it's a reread for me, and I love it. I love it so much. Ari is such a weird character. She's so weird. But I love her. It's just, you just love her. And it's so very much like watching a day in the life vlog. I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna go read that, I think. So I might finish that tonight, or I might pass out in 5 minutes. It's hard to tell. I'm in one of those weird energy things where like maybe I just need to lay here for an hour and then I'll be up for 4 more hours, or maybe I'm gonna fall asleep and be asleep for 12 hours. Weird energy. I am gonna take this makeup off though, so I don't sleep in makeup. But I don't know. I just wanted to be fancy today. So I will see you again tomorrow when I hopefully meet my goal of the barn raising square blanket. And hopefully I will kick butt tomorrow on the Advent calendar so that I can actually finish it before the end of the year. We'll see. I a little bit can't believe it, but I have 60 squares put together on this blanket. What? I can't believe it. It is Saturday morning. It's the 30th of December. I have today and tomorrow to finish my crafting goals, and I only have one to go. What is it? Who am I talking to? What do you think? It's not you. It could be you? You would like it to be you. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get to it. I don't have anything planned for today, so I'm just gonna hang out with my teeny frappuccini kitten and work on the advent calendar. I don't think it's gonna take me that long. So I was talking to my roommate yesterday, and I estimate that I have maybe 6 hours of tacking to do on this, which is the little stars. And then, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to sew on the binding. Maybe. So that's only 8 hours of work, which is a lot. I'm not trying to be like, oh, that's nothing. No, it's still going to be a push to get this finished before tomorrow night, especially because I have plans to do something tomorrow, but I don't know what those plans all entail. So I don't know how much time I have tomorrow. So I'm really going to push today, because my plans for today are to work on the advent calendar and I have some laundry and general cleaning and stuff. But advent calendar, oh, I finished reading A Slow Regard for Silent Things this morning. So good. Love the book so much. So good. So I'm going to listen to A Memory of Light. Is that what it's called? Yeah, A Memory of Light. And sew on this advent calendar for a while. I'm going to hyper focus on it until I'm like too sick of it to do anything. But there are 3 different parts that I can work on, kind of. Are you going to help? Do you think you're helpful? You do. You really do think you're helpful, huh? You're just gonna be right here, right on what I'm working on. Okay, so the 3 different like tasks on this project are tacking, so making these little stars to hold the layers of the fabric together. Let's see, holding the layers together, petting the kitten because he's very needious. I can't believe how big you've gotten in the past month, dude. You're huge now. You're so much bigger than you were. You are. You are. And then the binding has to be attached to the back, so I'm just doing a running stitch for that. And then the binding has to be folded over and attached to the front. Again, just a running stitch. But yeah, so 3 different tasks, kind of, for this project to be finished. So I can bounce between things, is what I'm saying. Kind of. I mean, I'm limited to how far I can sew on the binding by how much I have tacked down, because you don't sew on the binding until the tacking is done, and you work from the center out. In case you don't know how quilting works, you work from the center out so that your fabric doesn't end up with like weird like puckers near the edge. Because if you thought it was smooth over here, but then all of a sudden you had way too much of the top or the bottom fabric by the time you got to the outside or something, or like if you tacked here first and then it would just be extra puckering. There are people who know what they're talking about this. If you are really interested in quilting and stuff, go find somebody who does it a lot. I've only made 2 quilts ever, But I think they turned out well. Do you want to see one? Actually, this is totally random, but when I was going through my mom's stuff, I found the quilt that I made her for Christmas a long time ago. I'm going to show it to you. So this is kind of a snapshot of what our family looked like at the time. I did these 6-inch squares. They have kids' handprints. They have nicknames. They have birthdays and names of people. There's some, where am I looking for? Oh, the orange squares are all my mom's nickname. So Burger, Lady, Meme, and I embroidered the kids' birthdays and names and stuff. All of the kids have their nicknames embroidered also. And I found these patches that kind of symbolize everybody, kind of like, yeah. So some appliques. I don't know. It was a thing that I made for my mom. And I don't know if you can see it, but it had fabric paint and it said Christmas. And then I can just barely make it out, but Christmas 2010. So I made this for my mom and I hand did all of it. I hand sewed it all. I hand tacked it all. A lot of the squares were just from like a fabric pack sort of thing, but some of them, like these, were from clothes of ours, of the kids. So yeah, and I used a running stitch to tack it, all the squares and stuff, and then I did kind of just little X's at the corners for the top and bottom border, so it would be throw blanket size. So yeah. This is my littlest baby handprint, because I only know that because 2 is the most teeniest, tiniest. So actually, that's got to be my niece's. Yeah, because all of their squares are color coded. Ooh, I'm not a liar on purpose, just, kind of a liar. All of their squares are color coded. So this is her handprint, and then this is a little ducky, and then this is her nickname from my grandma. I don't think, no, my teeniest one doesn't have a handprint. She only has one square on here because she was too tiny for handprints when I was making this. So this is my quilt that I made. One of them. The other one I made for my best friend. All right, sunshines, just a quick check-in. It's I think it's around 1 p.m. and I have just this area left to tack on this part of the blanket, or not blanket, the wall hanging, and then I have all of this left to tack. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I don't know how much I'm going to be checking in with you because I am listening to A Memory of Light, and the chapter that I'm on right now is 9 hours. It's 194 pages, I think, this chapter. So I'm just, I'm gonna listen, and I will check in when the chapter needs a break from playing. This time it stopped at minute 1 hour and 19 seconds. So yeah, this chapter is, it's a long one, but I'm getting there. And I'm about halfway up, I want to say, for attached. and what is that? I don't know. For both parts. And look at this. I made a mistake here. I started moving like up on the fabric instead of, or like moving out instead of keeping a steady line. So, you know, it's fine. Nobody's going to see that part. That's going to be inside the tube. It's fine. Hey, sunshines. It's 7 p.m.-ish, and look at how much I have done. I am so close. Look, I don't have that much left to tack down. I think I might be able to finish tacking before bed, but I'm taking a little break right now because I've mostly been working on this all day. I mean, I have edited some stuff for the vlog. I set up my goals for the most part for 2024. Started up my journal for 2024. So I'm going to go do that for a little bit and read a little bit of Milk and Honey and then get back to it and work on this advent calendar some more. I'm super excited. Look at how close I am. And I still have time tomorrow. Oh, I'm crushing it. All right, friends. So I finished tacking it tonight. I will finish sewing on the binding tomorrow. I really can't believe that I'm almost done with this. I started this a decade ago. For those of you who weren't around then, I started this. I pinned the tree onto the muslin, and the tree was cut from my favorite bed sheet that had gotten a tear in it. And so I pinned the background onto the muslin, and then every night I sewed one strand of green around the exterior of the tree, and I sewed on one ornament. So every day it was magic for my kiddos to wake up to because there was one more thing on the tree, right? And it was very, very exciting, and they loved it. And once I had the tree all tacked down, or not tacked down, but all sewn down around the edge, I then put on the tree skirt. And so by the end of the month, it was all attached. And then I decided I wanted to quilt it with a backing and have it be a wall quilt thing. And here I am a decade later, almost finished. It's fine. It's fine. But you know what? I think since I didn't do an advent calendar this December, I think I'm gonna put some of my yarn scraps in it and use it in January. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right. It's almost 11. I am going to call it a night and go read. And then in the morning, I will finish this. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Sunday, the 31st of 2023, December. Yes, dates, whatever. Okay. It's the last day of 2023, and here we are. So, the tacking is all done, as I showed you yesterday, and I have the binding fully half done. Like it's attached to the back and folded over for more than half, right? Because that would be this corner to that corner would be half. So looking really good to finish it today. But my daughter and I, my littlest and I, are going to meet my best friend at one of the local walking malls. So I'm going to pause my progress on this. I woke up, started working on it immediately because I really want it to be done. And yeah, I'm going to pause the progress. I'm going to go start getting ready for my day. And then once I'm ready, because anxiety, then I will come back and sew on this a little bit before we go. And then I will have time after we get back to continue working on it. This is very exciting. This has been a decade in the making. All right, I have showered. I'm going to start getting dressed soon. But in other things that I'm doing right now, I have my plan for 2024 craft goals. I have done so well in 2023 that I feel really, really good about 2024's goals. I kept them pretty similar, I think, as far as like difficulty and amount of stuff I want to do. Like, I feel like it's pretty similar to 2023, which seems like that's setting myself up for success. I'm hoping. Some things are a little bit harder to achieve. Some things are a little bit easier. Balance, right? And I have my scrap lists, and I'm keeping them in my everyday journal instead of my crafting journal, because sometimes the need to walk 10 feet across my room and grab my craft journal from the shelf is too much for me to like record. So I'm going to try it in here, see if I like it this year. And then I also have my reading log set up. I have seen for many years now people doing reading logs in the way of like having a little bookshelf that they draw a book on for what they read. So I kind of want to do that. I'm thinking this is going to be January through March, April through June, July through September, and October through December. These books are probably going to have to be drawn pretty skinny. And the bookend parts, the top and bottom shelves, are probably going to have like other things drawn on them. Maybe a yarn bowl, who knows? Because usually most of my reading happens during summertime because that's when I have time. But I have it set up. I think it's such a cute idea. I'm also going to traditionally kind of log what I'm reading, like start date, end date, title over here. And then also continue to write in my reading journal about what I've been reading, which looks like this. So I'm about to set up my spread for, not really a spread. Let's go back to, so I have these sticky notes in here, which will be going away. But yesterday I put these little tape things. I actually started putting the tape on here way back in 2022. And then I didn't do it at all in 2023. So I caught it up. So these are for like, these tabs down the side are for the year. So this is what my 2022 kind of looked like. I did a reading A to Z. I have this page marker. Then for 2023, have a page marker, have a reading A to Z and the beginning of a reading log. And then each of these little tabs are for the next part in the reading log. So this is how many times I had to skip based on the months that I put across the top. Not necessarily because I filled the page. So I'm going to do my 2024 right now. I'm going to do another reading A to Z. It's, I don't necessarily challenge myself to read books that start with different letters. It's kind of more of a fun thing to see, like, how many letters I get through in a year. It's not indicative of how many books I read in that year. So I have to write about Milk and Honey. I finished it last night, so I read the whole thing yesterday. It talks about a lot of stuff, like abuse and trauma and love and like unhealthy relationships. Really, really good. Really, like, if you're not in that headspace, don't do it. So I'm going to put the 2024. I'm going to set up reading A to Z, and I'm going to start a reading log because I already have 2 things coming with me into, well, potentially 2 things coming into 2024 with me. At least one, because I'm not finishing A Memory of Light today. I'm still in that 9-hour-long chapter. I'm at hour 7, I think. And that's only chapter 37 out of 40 something. I think there's 49. So I'm not going to finish that today. So that's going to go with me into 2024. And I might start the Priory of the Orange Tree today. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing this evening for New Year's Eve. My sister's boyfriend messaged me last night after I had gone to sleep asking what my plans were. And so I messaged him this morning when I woke up. And I don't anticipate him being awake for another few hours. And I said I didn't know. I didn't have plans. So I might have plans tonight. I might not. I might walk to downtown. I might not. I might stay home and read. I might be asleep by 9 p.m. Who knows? Not me. I'm not in charge here. I mean, I am. But that sounds like a horrible decision. Hey, sunshines. Okay, so I'm back from Girls' Day. Me and my daughter went to Starbucks. Very important part of my daughter's life. She loves Starbucks. So we went there and my best friend met us there. And then we kind of just walked around the mall a little. We went to Victoria's Secret because they had stuff on sale. And it's that time of year where I need new bras. I just do. So got new bras, got new undies, very exciting. You're welcome for that knowledge. And then we went to Claire's and my daughter was like, okay, well, I guess I want just this one ring. And I had 2 earrings in my hands. And I was like, well, it's buy 3, get 3 free. And I have 2 things and you have 1. So she's like, oh, I want these 2 other rings too. And I was like, I don't think that's fine. I guess that's how that's gonna work. But listen, these earrings are so cute. Let me show you. Okay, look how cute. I love ear cuffs, and my ear cuffs are all lost or broken. So I saw these and I was like, oh, I don't need new earrings, but I kind of need new earrings. Look how cute these are. Look how cute these ones are. Oh, I love them. And then these ones I just kind of got because I was like, well, I mean, they're stars. I'll wear them. They're, cute-ish. It's fine. But I'm super excited for the cuffs. Oh, I'm gonna wear ear cuffs. So the decision has been made that I am going out tonight. So I'm going to be at my sister, the bar that my sister works at. I'm going to be there at midnight. So it's 3-ish now. My roommate just ordered Chinese for us because apparently that's what we do on Sundays now. It's the 4th Sunday in a row where we've had Chinese. I love wonton soup. I'm not going to pretend that I don't love wonton soup because I do. So we're going to have Chinese and I'm going to work on the advent calendar and then I'm going to take a nap because midnight o'clock is past my bedtime. So if I don't want to be a zombie tonight, I need to go to sleep at some point because I've been up since 5 and you see the bags are already starting. So but we went to Claire's. We also went to lunch. So we were going to try this new place at the mall. It's called Bobcat Bonnie's, and it's cute. Feels very hipstery, and we were like, okay, cool. I like hipstery type foods. And we walked in and we got seated. And then nobody talked to us for 15 minutes. The host was really short with us anyway. He was like, okay, someone will be with you in a minute. And sat us. And so we're sitting there, we look through the menu, discussing the menu, then sitting and see members of the wait staff look at us, and the host looks over at us at one point, and then I see members of staff like just standing in a corner chatting. So we waited. It was a little more than 15 minutes. It was like 17 minutes. Whatever. Too long. We waited too long because they weren't very busy. Like, one guy was flying around. One guy had like 3 tables and like he was just hopping. But like the other people there didn't see a single other person go to a different table. And like, even if you only have one server, shouldn't the host then be picking up the slack and at least taking our drink orders? Like 15 minutes and nobody's come over to ask us what we want to drink. So that was upsetting because they had a really delicious salmon avocado toast thing that I wanted. I love avocado toast. Yep, it's like the most basic, right? I love it. I don't care. Love it. So my best friend and I looked at each other and we were like, so are we just gonna go? Because it's been more than 15. I was like, yeah, let's go. And we were like all like, I had a sweater on and it was hot in there, so I took my sweater off and I was in my t-shirt. I had my cowl off. I had taken my hat off. I had taken my ear stuff off. So like, we had to get geared up to go back into the cold to walk to the other side of the outside mall to go to Bar Louie. Bar Louie always treats us right. The servers there, always on top of it. Like, we were a little worried for a minute because we walked in and nobody greeted us immediately. We're like, don't let that be our day. We were waiting like 2 minutes, which is okay. You know, it was early-ish. People were still getting things set up. And then we sat down. We saw the server walk past us and not say anything. We're like... But then the server came right back and like greeted us and took our drink orders. And we were ready to order immediately because we were. So anyway, we had chicken nachos and French onion soup, and my little one got said it was a panini. That doesn't look like a panini to me, but okay. It was delicious. And then we went to Bath and Body Works because they have all their holiday scents on sale for 75% off. So I got lotion and body cream because I go through that stuff ridiculous fast because I have super, super dry skin. And I like that it smells nice. So got some of that. And then we drove away from the mall and we went to Second and Charles, which is a used bookstore. But nothing there spoke to me, so I didn't get anything. And now I'm back. And as we were walking out of the mall, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm buying so much stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I need to change my headspace. I'm not just buying a bunch of random stuff. I am setting myself up to have an abundant and successful new year because I'm getting things that I need. And it is okay to buy things that I need. And it makes sense to buy the things that I'm going to use anyway when they're on sale. So I'm being very smart. And my best friend was like, absolutely. Yes, you are. So, okay, I'm going to work on that thing. Then I'm going to eat. Then I'm going to take a nap. I'm very close on this advent calendar. I should be able to do it before this evening. And I'm almost done. I'm almost done with that chapter in the audiobook. I'm so close. I think I have less than an hour to go on that chapter. Listen, I'm just saying, I've read 3 books in the past month that are like the length of this chapter.
All I've got left is, okay, so here. So about half, a little more than half of the height of the tree to sew down, and then half of the bottom. I'm super close. I think that might be like maybe 3 strands of yarn, not yarn, thread. So let's see how long it takes me to do this since I'm not taking a nap. Bum, ba, ba. It only took a decade, but it's done. Yay! Well, I still have a few hours before I'm being picked up to go hang out. And I finished all of my craft goals for 2023. So now what to do? What to do? Well, I have some ideas. So it seems pretty likely I'm going to read some more of The Priory of the Orange Tree. I tried to take a nap. It was not successful. So I read the first 10 pages. Already got dragons going on. Perfect. Very excited. Look how thick this book is. Whew. So I'm going to read some of that. I'm going to finish up one final thing for 2023. Remember I was saying I was tentatively making this for my kiddo, my oldest kiddo, for next holiday gifting season. I forgot that my oldest kiddo asked me for very specific socks and fingerless mitts already. It was back at the beginning of December, and I told them to text me. Otherwise, I would forget. And then they texted me, and I still forgot because I didn't write it down in the appropriate place. So I'm going to finish this sock, and I'm just going to put it in my oldest kiddo's laundry basket because my kids don't wear matching socks ever. So it's fine if I only make one sock. It's kind of nice that I don't have to make matching socks, actually. It's great for using up scrap bits of yarn. So I'm going to make this one. I am not going to finish this sock because I have this much left of the yarn. And one of my goals next year is to use up, if you haven't watched my craft goal 2024 yet, you should. I'll put a link up above. But one of my goals is to use up 400 scraps. And this is going to be scrap number 1 of the year. So I'm not working on this again until tomorrow. Instead, I'm going to weave in the ends of this and sew the toe closed. And another one of my goals is to make some DK weight socks for myself using 2 strands of yarn held together. So I didn't have anything to carry around today, so I already cast it on. It's not a pattern, like I'm not following a pattern. I just cast on 40 stitches, and I'm doing I did a cable cross right here, but now that I'm looking at it, it kind of looks like an owl. What if I just make little owl socks? Oh my gosh, I'm totally going to make little owl socks. Okay, very cute, very cute. I'm very excited. It's just going to have one little owl on the leg. I love this idea. That's so cute. So anyway, this is what I'm going to work on. And this is what I'm going to take with me to my sister's work. So now that I've decided it's just going to have that one little owl, I'm definitely going to get through the owl motif and then stop so that I have just stockinette knitting, depending on how tall that owl is. No, I should have plenty of stockinette knitting for going to a bar. Yes, I'm bringing my knitting to a bar. Of course I am. And then I'm kind of thinking, so when I made the video for my goals, I didn't know what I was going to do for a rug that I'm making for my roommate, but now I know what I'm going to do. So I think I might start that rug also. Just get it started so it's ready. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to kind of like front load things for my 2024 goals and just get them started. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.